Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Survivor 48 on the Heavy Crown Network on the Royalty Show. It looks like I'm the only one here today, so I don't think I really need to introduce myself, but just in case you guys are new here, my name is Derek Frazier, aka Big D. And please, Royal Court, thank you for coming back. New followers, new subscribers, thank you for coming. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. So, I want to get into everything. We're not going to be that long because, hey, it was a great episode last night. So we are at episode 2. And this episode, I think, was called Tribes and... No, actually, that was not called the episode. I don't have the name of the episode. I'm so sorry. But this is episode 2. We just had Steph who went home on the Valor tribe, which is the green tribe. We're just going to go colors here because... Come on, we're not new here. We get back to the Green Tribe, and it seems like Say and Mary are having a confrontation, really just having a little bit of a disagreement about what just happened at Tribe, because Say is upset that somebody wrote her name down. She's like, who wrote my name down? This makes no sense. And Mary's like, hey, I thought we were voting you out. I don't know how we got to this point of we're not voting you out, but I was on the outside of the votes, and I thought, we were voting you out. So Say is just very upset, and you can tell they really do not trust each other. So there's a little bit of pettiness between the two. You could definitely tell that they are definitely going to come after each other. But Say is kind of like, you know what? Hold on, girl. Let me play nice because I'm going to get you a different way. And Mary's doing the same thing, okay? I want to start with the Blue Tribe, okay? Ava... she is talking about, hey, there's a potential chance we're going to have to sit somebody out. We got to figure out who we're going to sit out in the next challenge. I think that, with me and, I think also the other player is Joe. We shouldn't be sitting out because we're like the strengths. Then she's also saying how like Thomas and, Bianca are like the puzzle. So we shouldn't sit them out. We should sit out Star. And Star's like, who? Me? Oh, okay. So Star kind of starts feeling like, I'm at the bottom of this tribe, so I need to start going to look for an idol. So, she goes and she's looking and she's just explaining in her green screen, like, I know I'm at the bottom. Like, it seems like, I'm not really working with anybody. And she goes and finds a Beware Advantage, okay? This Beware Advantage, is about matching the symbols. It seems like the symbols, like it comes with like a little piece of paper that has like all the different animals, but like different parts of their body, which we have seen all the different animals around the campsite. It seems like she got to kind of match those up to figure it out, but she can't really figure this out. She's like, I'm not a puzzle person. This is not for me. So she goes and tells Joe. And she's like, hey, Joe, I need help with this puzzle. Would you help me? I trust you. I feel like we could work together. And in that moment, let me tell you guys, when Star did that, I was kind of like, I don't know if I would have went to Joe knowing how close Joe and Ava are, which you can see that based on how Ava was saying, hey, me and Joe are like the strength of the tribe, so we shouldn't never sit out a challenge. So I don't think I would have went and go tell him. So Joe is kind of like in this dilemma where he's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, because I was like on this dilemma trying to figure out what is he going to do. Like, he knows Star's at the bottom of the tribe. It seems like everybody's on the same page of getting Star out. And now like Star gave him this information. So he's just like, okay, I got to tell somebody else that I feel comfortable with, feeling like if I tell somebody else, at least like I'm not the only one with this information. So he goes and tells Shauna. Sorry if I say any of the names wrong. First of all, I'm still learning people's names, so please bear with me. He goes and tells Shauna, I know how I feel about Shauna. And, they're debating on what to do. So after he tells Shauna, because he tells Star, hey, I'm going to tell Shauna, so then we have somebody else that we're comfortable with to kind of help. Then Star tells Shauna, and then Shauna's now trying to debate, like, should I help her? Like, this is not good. We were planning on voting her out. Should I help her? Should I assist her? Should I not? Should I half-ass it? What should I do? But she has trust him with that information, and he's kind of like, yo, she trusts me with this information. I can definitely sit there and like help her. So, as he's going through this, Shauna, I don't know what was like going on through her head, but she decides to go and tell Bianca and then tell Thomas, which then starts, a conversation. After he tells them this, they're kind of like, damn, same thing. Like they were planning on voting out Stars. She was at the bottom. And coming to find out, Thomas has a conversation with Shauna, who's a part of the California Girls. And he's like, wow, if you have the paper, just lose it. Which is giving villain edit, but it's also like, damn, like Thomas is not here to play. He's like, just lose the piece of paper, just lose it. But then Shauna starts looking at Thomas a little different now, because he's like, hey, like, I know we're playing a game here. I'm not really trying to be that villain. Maybe you can, but I'm not. So then Joe in this moment is kind of having a little bit like, what's the word? Like, kind of having a time of trying to figure out what to do. He doesn't know if this is a good idea for him to kind of sit there and figure out, if I should tell Ava, because Ava, is it Eva? I think it's Eva. He's, to tell Eva that, hey, Star wants you out, because Star made it clear, I want Eva out. And he's kind of like, that's my number one in his heart. And the thing about it is that, Eva did trust, Joe with his information, which kind of now puts his game at play, because he now has the decision of, it's weighing on his conscience, to be honest. It's weighing on his conscience. And I don't know if he is ready for that. That's the part that kind of makes you feel like, damn, like, are you going to be okay with this? Are you going to be all right with this? And he's thinking about the bigger picture. But he ends up telling Eva, and Eva's like, thank you so much for telling me. Like, that really means a lot to me. It really shows that you really do care about me. And I think when all this, just a kind of little feedback, I just wish that Star would have just probably went to Thomas and Bianca first and left the rest of them out, because of the fact that even though Thomas was like, get rid of the paper, or not even go to Joe, she should have went to Shauna. Should have just went to Shauna and had a conversation with him. We get to the we get to the Green Tribe. I just talked about the Purple Tribe. So we get to the Green Tribe. They have like this fly invitation, and it seems like it's everywhere. They're like, man, this is horrible. The tribe is struggling to figure out whether to vote out Say, and the men are all working together. So keep in mind, all the men are working together. They're like, should we give her to Say or Mary? While they're having this debate, boats show up at each of the tribes. And they let them know, hey, in order to figure out who's going to go on this journey, whoever has the most, which was crazy to me, unique number goes on the journey. So 2 people pick one, they cancel each other out, but 2 can go. Who has the lowest unique number? As this is happening, Thomas wins for his tribe, Mitch wins for his tribe, and then there's a dilemma that Say ends up winning, but then Mary was like, no, that was a practice round. Like, we're not doing that. And Mary and Say is like, no, that was not a practice round. We said we were going to go. We went, and I got it. But Mary's not having it. So Mary, they do it again, and then Mary wins. And Say is frustrated because, she believes the men are supposed to have her back. She's like, yo, you guys are supposed to have my back. Why are you guys not listening to me? What's going on? And they're like, hey, we just didn't want her feeling some type of way. We're going to vote her out. We got you. We got you. So they get to the challenge, which is the advantage challenge. Each contestant has to rearrange the numbers in order by pushing them through the left side. So it is just like a sliding, board, and they have to maneuver the numbers. And I think the numbers go from 1 through 16. If I'm correct, I think it's 1 through 16. And if they don't get this, they will lose their vote at next try. But if they win, then they get the beware advantage. Thomas ends up winning the still a vote advantage. Mitch ends up winning, which I love this storyline for Mitch. This was a great episode for Mitch. Mitch ends up winning block a vote advantage, and Mary, who fought Say to go on this, loses her damn vote. So Mary now has to go back and figure out what she's going to tell the tribe. Now, I will say throughout the tribe's dynamics to kind of play you guys up on what happens, Mary, who's a part of the Green tribe, does admit that, hey, I'm losing my vote. Say questions her and goes, you don't really seem that concerned about it. But Mary is honest about it. Thomas lies to his tribe, lets him know, hey, I didn't end up doing the challenge because I wasn't losing my votes. So, hey, I can't get mad because Thomas is doing exactly what I would do, or any other players like him who don't tell people and save shit. He didn't tell anybody exactly what was going on. And Mitch goes back, and Mitch actually, and I want to cut over to the Orange tribe, which is the Siva tribe. Mitch actually goes back and tells everybody that, hey, he did win. And Charity is like, oh, yeah. Charity is so fucking happy for Mitch. And that's just because her and Mitch are working together. And she's just like, this just solidifies how trustworthy he is, that he tells everybody that he's a good person. And we picked, like, he was the right person to go on the journey. So, he ends up telling everybody, and everyone's happy. But David's kind of like, he feels a little thrown off about this. He's kind of like, I don't really like Charity, and I like Mitch, but Mitch is playing really hard. And he goes and talks to, I think it's Kamala. He goes and talks to Kyle, and I forgot who the last lady is, Chrissy. So he goes and have a conversation with them, and he's like, look, we need to get them out. Like, I really want to get out Charity, and now that he has this advantage and they come together, we need to figure out how in the world are we going to get an advantage. So he's like, hey, let's go on a wild goose hunt for a idol. Kyle ends up finding this idol. This idol was about solving a riddle based on the campsite animal symbols, which had letters near them. And he's like, I can't figure this out. Let me tell you something real quick. Nobody can figure out a riddle, cannot figure out a puzzle. I don't know why you would go on these competition shows if you have not practiced how to do riddles and puzzles. I sit here every day doing Sudoku. I sit here doing fill in the blank. I sometimes do a little bit of spelling. Like, you got to kind of keep your mind fresh. You got to keep on going, because if not, you're going to be in trouble. Okay? In this moment, he's like, okay, only person I really do trust is Kamala. And he gives the idol, he gives everything to Kamala. And Kamala's like, wow, like, this shows me that you really do trust me. Like, you're willing to give me everything, knowing, like, I'm not going to steal it. I'm going to actually help you. And Kamala turns into Einstein. She's like this super smart person. She's figuring out the letters. She doesn't even have all the letters. That's the crazy part. She's just putting together the word with like 5 different words. And come to find out, she ends up getting it, and it's endless. But here's the crazy part. I'm not gonna lie. I would have been like, I figured it out. So this is mine. I don't know how else you want me to do this, but I'll protect you. Like, let's work together. But this is mine. I figured it out. You gave it to me. I would have did some shit like that. But she was so nice and so friendly about giving it back. And, I hope that actually ends up working out for her in the future. I hope she doesn't get messed over by that. So we get to the immunity challenge, guys, okay? And this challenge, mind you, 2 people have to sit out. The 2 people that send out end up being Star and Kamala. Now, they have to jump off. One person has to jump off the platform into the water, dive underneath, release the buoys, and then get over to the other side. And then once they get over there, they'll help shoot the ball into a hoop, okay? I just want to get to the challenge itself. First of all, and then the next 2 people that go use 2 sticks to hold the buoy as they're crossing the platform onto the other side, and then they go and throw it, and they can shoot and get onto the other platform, okay? I'm just going to get right to it, all right? Here's my thing about this whole challenge. Kevin. I don't know who taught Kevin how to jump off the damn platform, but Kevin said, ugh. He didn't even die. He didn't get no arch. He didn't get no straight. It was just, ugh. I'm telling you guys, please go to Twitter and go look at it. It is hilarious watching Kevin jump off this platform. They got to transfer the buoys, and there's about 5 buoys that they have to get into the basket. The award is a massive fishing kit for the first place. Second place gets a little fishing kit. Then third place loses their flint, and they also don't get no fishing kit. Eva and Mitch are dominating this challenge. Their whole team ends up getting to the platforms, and here comes the green. So purple and orange end up getting to the platform. Green ends up struggling. And you know what made them struggle during this challenge? It was the fact that Cedric and Kevin couldn't get it together, but it was really Cedric. Now, here's my thing. Cedric is a damn surgeon. So I was confused why he didn't have no steady hands with this buoy. I was so confused, guys. Like, it made no sense to me that he could not hold this buoy. It was just wild to me. So I was just like, okay, but he was struggling, and it was so hard to watch. And then all you hear is Say just screaming like, come on! And then she turns to Mary and she's like, I'm sorry. Like, you know, I understand that frustration because I was getting frustrated for them. Like, it's not that hard, and it sucks that first of all, they had a lead. They were beating the Orange Tribe, and then the Orange Tribe ended up catching up, and then it came down to Cedric, and Cedric messed up the challenge for them. Mitch shines once again and wins it for the Orange Tribe, and then the Purple Tribe wins, and it was really sad to see that the Green team is going back, and you know, Jeff is like, what's going on? They're just like, I don't know. We get back to the green tribe. Okay, Cedric has accepted his fate. He's like, hey, I know I messed up in the challenge. I'm going home. Like, if you guys want to send me home, I completely understand. But guess what? I'm open to conversations, and I'm gonna talk to everybody individually, just so you guys know. And it seems like everybody's really emotional. You know, Say's crying, the tribe is, and a lot of people are crying. And I guess that really tells you a lot of where he stands in the game. He seems like he's kind of like the glue, the father, you know, of the group of the Green Tribe, and that really tells you a lot about somebody and where they stand in this game. So, you know, Cedric, you know, is having conversations with people, but let's cut to Kevin. Kevin is like on this bandwagon of getting Say out because she has this, you know, idol. And he tells Mary, hey, listen, just play calm. I know you don't have your vote. Just play calm. I'm going to get this. I'm going to work this out. He tells the boys, hey, we got to get Say out. We got to get Say to play the idol, and we got to get Say out. She won't see it coming. She'll think we're going for Mary. And then she plays the idol, and then we get her out. You know, Cedric in this moment is like, damn, I don't know what to do, but I really do trust, you know, Say. And mind you, Mary game is in Kevin's hand. Mary can't do nothing. She's praying that something happens for her to stay because she ain't got no vote. She begged to go on that thing and she ain't got no vote. And I like Mary. I like Say. So it's hard to see them not on the same page, but it's good to watch. It's good TV. And, you know, Cedric is kind of like, you know, I gotta make this decision. I look at Say as like, you know, my daughter, she calls me father. She reminds me of, you know, like family. I don't know if I could do this. I really told her she was gonna be like my number one. She was gonna be my girl. She was gonna be everything. And you know, he goes and he tells Say what's going on. And he goes, Say, don't open your mouth. Are you good at holding your reactions? And Say's like, and he's like, don't say nothing. Let's just like, let's play this out. Let's play this out. And then, you know, Say is kind of like, she goes and she's like, oh, I gotta start making like, you know, Kevin a target. So she has a conversation with Justin, but not outing Cedric, but just kind of saying, hey, I'm going to play my idol because I don't know if I really feel comfortable and I really want to get out. Don't you think we should like maybe look at Kevin based on like how he's moving? And Justin's scrambling. So then Justin's like, let me go talk to, you know, Cedric and see what's going on. And him and Cedric have a conversation, and it seems like they're kind of open to the idea of maybe blindsiding Kevin. They're like, hey, Kevin might be the bigger threat out of these two. I know Mary and Say, they're going to constantly keep going after each other, but, you know, Kevin is somebody who we should also look out for. So, we go to Tribe. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who's going to go home, what the play is going to be. And this comes down to, you know, Jeff kind of asks us questions like, hey, what's going on? We're back here again. he has say, what do you think is, gonna happen? What is going on? Say makes it clear that I have a core 4. And Kevin's like, oh, you just added us. And she turned to Kevin and said, you did it. You did it a while ago. Which gagged him because he was like, oh, and Kevin's just stressed because he's like, he knows we're getting say, he thinks we're getting say out, but he's also like, why are you saying all this information and stuff? And it seems like Say and Mary are kind of going back and forth, Mary is staying underneath the radar. She's like, hey, trying to focus on herself. Say is like, look, you're saying you're underneath the radar, but you're really not. And they kind of have a little bit back and forth, which kind of makes Kevin feel comfortable because you can see they're still targeting each other. And, Cedric lets, Jeff know, hey, we have to go with what was best for the tribe. And, I know trust has come into a factor, and I know that's been an issue, but we have to go with what's best for the tribe at this point. So, Jeff is like, all right, well, I guess it's time to tally the votes. And, Say ends up playing her idol because she says, I feel unsafe. And Kevin is just a little bit like, okay, all right, I guess she's playing her idol like she was supposed to. We're voting her out anyway. And coming to find out, Kevin ends up name comes out that damn vase or whatever the hell you want to call it. And Kevin's like this. He blinked so many times in that second turn around looking at them. He was completely shook, and Kevin ends up getting blindsided. And Mary is gagged. Mary's like, oh my God, how did this happen? Because she's like, I didn't have a vote. I don't know how this happened. And, coming to find out, Kevin ends up going home. Now, Kevin, I will say this. The one thing I've learned on this episode of Survivor, and just to take, I wouldn't be the person making the plans. I would try to go along with the plans and then drop little seeds. Where Kevin was steamroll, running this plan, putting it into execution, because people see that as a little bit of a threat and they want to get you out when you do stuff like that. So that's Survivor 101 tip that I can say. Never be the person to make that type of plan unless you got everything in play to execute it. But he didn't have everything in play and execute it because Mary didn't have a vote. So that wasn't a really good idea to do. But Kevin, I'm sorry to see him go. I also found out this was Kevin's second reality show. And he went out first on the last one. And he went out second on this one. I don't know, Kev. I think you gotta hang it up, babe. I don't think that reality TV is for you, man. You should probably take this experience, move on, and go back to financial manager. There's money there. Stay in that finance business, baby. Because reality TV ain't for you, okay? My final thoughts are just, Say playing that idol, she didn't really have to play it, but she also didn't know if Mary had that vote and she was lying, so she had to play it. Kevin, it's just what it is. But I will say next episode is going to be good. You guys, please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I apologize if this was a little too short for you guys, but I just wanted to get right to the point because I'm by myself. I don't want to talk for an hour. But please, guys, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And remember, we will be back tomorrow afternoon/evening with the whole royalty family to recap the final episode of Traitors. So if you guys are not caught up on Survivor, this is the second recap. Come join the royalty family and watch Survivor with us, and we'll be back next week. Bye, guys.